Hi, I've got Lydia G and Beth Kirk here with me, and I'm just going to be asking them a few questions because they are off to North Cotes College, which is New Tribes Missions Bible training school and centre for their missionary work. But before we get into the questions specifically about the college, Beth and then Lydia are just going to share a little bit of their testimonies about why they're Christians with you guys that are watching. So firstly, Beth, if you'd just like to share something about why you're a Christian.
Okay, so I grew up in a Christian home, so I was kind of brought up in it all. And then I've heard my cousins talking about being like reborn in like Jesus sort of thing. And I was like, oh, what's that about? So I asked mum and dad, and they were saying, like, you know, that's when like you give your life to God and you are like renewed, so he takes all your sins and just washes you clean, sort of in a way. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool, because you know I'm a horrible person, and you know, and I need his forgiveness. So yeah, so I gave my life to Jesus at 11, and then yeah.
Okay, great. Lydia?
Yeah, so I also grew up in a Christian family. I've never doubted it or anything, but when I got to about age 8, I realised that I had to accept it for myself, and that I needed to like ask for forgiveness and everything. So at about that age, I asked for it. But I think like going to things like Truth Youth and like Reach at NTM and at Sunderland and everything has really helped me to like grow in confidence and like believe that it's got like a basis behind it and that there is a point in believing it. So yeah.
Okay. All right, that's great. Lydia, I'm going to ask you first. What is it specifically about North Cotes College that most appeals to you?
I think the main thing is that it's a very biblical college and it's got very good doctrine, and that because we know people up there and like we've been going there for many years and stuff, so I know that it's trusted and that it's good. But also the atmosphere for me, that like again we've got friends up there, so it's just nice that like it seems like a really nice place, and my friend who's done it before, she loved it there, and that people from all over the world go there. So I think the fact that it's biblical but also really friendly and loving is one of the main reasons why I wanted to go there.
Okay, great. Same question to you,
So for me, it was probably the intensity of the whole Bible. So you like, there's nowhere else really you can go through the Bible that kind of in depth. So that's kind of why I'm going. And like the new friendship, my brother went a few years ago, and he's still like connected with those people he met, and so that's really nice. And yeah, it's a good place to go. You know, the conferences and weekends and stuff like that. So we know a lot of people. So.
Yeah, and your brother's actually on the mission field now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Indonesia. That's really cool. Okay, so Beth, what sort of led up to your decision? Like, what sort of went into the decision-making process, like to make you decide that this year you were going to go to North Cotes College?
So it's a really perfect year for me to do it, because I'm at part-time working at McDonald's, and I want to be working in a hospital. So it was kind of now or never. With like, if I start working, then I won't be able to pause it, if you know what I mean. And also it's just I want to kind of just really know my stuff, if you know what I mean. It's the good stepping stone for life, in just knowing.
Okay, Lydia, same question.
Yeah, similar to Beth. Like I've just finished my A levels, so I needed something like to do next, and it's always been something that I wanted to do. I've always wanted to go, but it did scare me, the idea of moving so far away from home. But like I discussed it with my family, and we like prayed about it, and I've realised that it is what I want to do. And again, friends who have done it before have said that it's a really good foundation to do before you go on to your next thing.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent. Okay, so Lydia, you first. How important do you believe missions to be, like for the Christian?
Yeah, I think they're really important because there's still so many people that haven't heard anything about the Bible or anything, and like you can see videos of like people in tribes especially, and they've got so much fear about like the afterlife and everything, and they have no idea. And so I think it's so important that they learn about God and the Bible and everything, because if we don't tell them, then who will? And also that I know at NTN they get letters quite often from tribes saying like, oh, can we have like a missionary as well? But there's not enough people to go, so they need more missionaries to do it. So.
Indeed. And Beth?
Cool. What do I add to that? Yeah, it's very, very important. It's kind of, why we're all here, sort of thing. And like, like Lydia said, there's so many unreached people, and in Matthew somewhere it says to go out and tell the nations, and preach the gospel. So it's kind of, it says in the Bible to do it. So it's very, very important.
Okay, yeah, the Great Commission. Okay, so Beth, how do you see this year at Bible College preparing you for sort of future service or ministry? Yeah.
Well, it's I think it's a really good way to learn how to communicate the gospel better to strangers as well. That's a really big thing, and to just find out how many things you can do, like in serving the Lord. Thing like people think it's just missions and that's it, but actually it's so much more. Like so many people up at NTM have different hats, of like finance, and they do the housing, and all these things that is like the little inside things that need.
Yeah, of course, because in order to have missions on the field, you obviously need to have a support base, a sending base, which is important. So yeah, Lydia, same question. How do you see it preparing you for the future?
I think it will give me a lot more confidence in my faith, and like more courage to, like if somebody asks, oh, why are you a Christian? Like I'll have a better understanding of the Bible and like a stronger understanding, so I'll be able to feel more confident telling people. I think it's also good because you have to join the church off campus and get involved in the practical work, so it will make us like more used to helping out and giving back and everything.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so two more questions. So how can people keep up to date with you both, and on how you're getting on? So Beth, perhaps you first.
So we're writing newsletters. Well, at least I'll do it every term, I think. And also maybe through the church, if we got big prayer requests, we might like email you, John, or Ivan, or somebody, just to keep in touch more. So if anyone wants them, they can just go through someone and email.
Is that similar for you, Lydia?
Yeah, I'm doing a newsletter as well, which will be every like half term or every term as well.
And so people could get that via email.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think on my Facebook as well, I'll put something up so then you can get in contact with me if you want it.
Okay. Yeah. I think we'll probably put some details on the church Facebook, and I'll probably put some details in the description of this video. Perhaps not when it's first posted, but at some point. So people will be able to find it for sure. And then finally, how can people best support and pray for you? Lydia?
Well, I'd like prayer that I settle in quickly and make friends, and that I don't miss like my home and family and friends too much, but also just coping with like the new routine and the new work and everything. Yeah.
And there's special like guidelines in place for COVID and whatnot, isn't there?
Yeah. So like learning how to deal with all that and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Beth.
Probably like safe journey up there, and yeah, with the lessons, taking them in, like, you know, really well, and getting the assignments and stuff like that. Yeah, missing home, and making friends and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you both very much for your time, and thank you to anyone that has watched this video. There will be information, as I said, in the description, also on our church website, and there'll be a link in the description to keep up with these two young ladies as they go off to college. And also there will be some details, because they haven't said so, but they are in need of financial support as well. So if you've watched this and you feel led of the Lord to give, there will be an option somewhere you can get in touch with the church, or you can get in touch with them directly, and something can be arranged. But they will definitely covet and value your prayers. So yeah, thank you once again, and thanks for watching.